Let me tell you something. Dreaming small, not an option. Not for winners, not for people who want to make history. You've got to dream big, bigger than anybody tells you is possible, because let me tell you, the most successful people in the world, the greatest leaders, the biggest achievers, they didn't get there by thinking small. They got there by believing in something huge, something bold, something everybody else was too afraid to chase. And guess what? That's exactly what you're going to do. People will tell you to play it safe. They'll tell you to be realistic. But what does realistic ever get you? Average. Just another face in the crowd. That's not what you were made for. You were made to stand out, to lead, to build something extraordinary. And it starts right now with the way you think, the way you believe in yourself. Because let me tell you, the world doesn't give success to people who hesitate, people who doubt, people who are waiting for permission. You don't wait, you take action. You move, you believe in yourself even when nobody else does. You've got to understand that success isn't an accident, it's not luck, it's a mindset. Winners think differently. They see opportunities where others see problems. They keep going when others quit, and they don't listen to negativity. They don't let the doubters, the critics, the people who say you can't do it, get inside their head. Because let me tell you, those same people, they'll be the ones saying, I knew you could do it, when you prove them wrong. And here's the truth. Failure is part of the game. Every great success story, it's got failure in it. I've had setbacks, big ones, but guess what? I came back stronger every single time. That's the difference between winners and losers. Winners learn, winners adapt, winners never ever quit. If you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of success. You've got to take risks, smart risks, bold risks. Because when you go big, when you dream big, the rewards are even bigger. Most importantly, you've got to see yourself winning before it even happens. You have to visualize it, believe it, own it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Walk into every room like you belong there. Speak like a champion. Act like a leader. Dream like the future is yours. Because it is. You have greatness inside of you, but it's up to you to bring it to life. Dream big, think big, and make it happen. Dreaming small is for losers, plain and simple. The people who make history, the ones who build empires, who change the game, they don't waste their time thinking small. They don't sit around wondering if they're capable. They don't settle for just getting by. No, they aim high, they go big, they push limits. That's the difference between being average and being unstoppable. It all starts with the way you think. If you dream small, you stay small. If you dream big, you open the doors to something extraordinary. Look at the most successful people in the world, business leaders, innovators, champions. They didn't get there by limiting themselves. They had a vision, a massive one, and they went after it. They didn't listen to the doubters. They didn't care about playing it safe. They wanted more. They believed they could have more. And that's exactly what they got. It's not about luck. It's about mindset. People who dream big operate on a whole different level. They wake up thinking about how to win. They take action. They take risks. And they refuse to accept anything less than success. The truth is, playing it small is the easy way out. It's comfortable. It's safe. But guess what? Safe doesn't build champions. Safe doesn't create history makers. Safe keeps you in the same place, doing the same thing, getting the same results. And let me tell you, if you want to be great, if you want to achieve massive success, you have to get out of that mindset. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop thinking about what's possible and start thinking about what's impossible. Because those are the dreams we're chasing. People will tell you to lower your expectations. They'll say, be realistic. But what does realistic even mean? It means settling. It means thinking like everybody else. It means living a life where you never push yourself to see what you're truly capable of. And I don't know about you, but that's not the life I want. That's not the life of a winner. Winners don't think small. Winners don't listen to small-minded people. Winners set goals so big that they make people uncomfortable. You have to understand that dreaming big isn't just about wanting more, it's about expecting more. It's about raising your standards. It's about demanding greatness from yourself every single day. It's about looking at a challenge and saying, I can do that, I will do that. It's about refusing to let fear or doubt or negativity stop you. You have to see yourself on the highest level in the biggest rooms, making the biggest impact. You have to tell yourself that you belong there, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You don't wait for opportunities, you create them. You don't hope for success, you make it happen. And it all starts with one thing: dreaming big. Playing it safe has never led to greatness. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, something that's going to leave a mark on the world, you have to take risks. Not reckless risks, but calculated ones. The kind of risks that challenge you to grow, to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. When you play it safe, you're limiting your potential. You're boxing yourself into a comfort zone that, while comfortable, will never push you to the level you're capable of. Comfort zones are traps. They feel good in the moment, but they keep you from reaching your true potential. Greatness requires movement. It requires discomfort. It requires making decisions that scare you. It's easy to stay where you are, to stay with what's familiar. But if you do that, you'll miss the opportunity to achieve greatness. Every successful person, every leader who has ever accomplished something amazing had to step outside their comfort zone at some point. They took chances, made decisions that weren't guaranteed to work out, but they knew one thing: without risk, there is no reward. Playing it safe means staying in the same place, doing the same things, getting the same results. And if you're okay with that, fine. But if you're not, if you want to build something amazing, if you want to break barriers and reach the next level, you have to take those bold steps forward, even when it's uncomfortable. Think about the greatest entrepreneurs, the innovators, the game changers. Did they sit back and wait for things to fall into their lap? Absolutely not. They made decisions that pushed them beyond their limits. They created opportunities where there were none. They risked failure to create success. They risked rejection to create acceptance. And sure, not every risk paid off, but every single risk they took was a step forward. Every mistake was a lesson. Every failure was fuel for the next success. That's how winners think. That's how champions operate. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they create it. Risk is a part of growth. It's part of the process. You don't grow by staying in your comfort zone. You grow by stepping out of it. Yes, you might fail. Yes, things might not work out the way you expected. But guess what? That's not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. Failure is not permanent unless you decide it is. It's a lesson, a stepping stone, an opportunity to learn and come back strong. Every failure is one step closer to success. So why would you play it safe when you know that? Why would you hold yourself back when the potential for greatness is staring you in the face? You have to take bold action. You have to make moves even when you're not sure of the outcome. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers wait for the perfect time. Doers make the time perfect. Playing it safe will never get you to the heights you want to reach. It will never unlock the doors to success. But taking risks, pushing boundaries, stepping out of that safe space, that's what leads to greatness. That's what gets you closer to your dreams. Success is not a stroke of luck, it's a mindset. It's how you think, how you approach challenges, and how you view the opportunities in front of you. If you approach life with the mindset that success is reserved for a few lucky people, or that it's something that just happens by chance, you will never achieve your full potential. Winners think differently. They don't see obstacles as roadblocks, they see them as stepping stones. They don't let failure define them. They let it teach them. A winner's mindset is unshakable, and it's that kind of mindset that leads to greatness. If you want to succeed, you need to change the way you think about challenges. When obstacles come your way, don't let them defeat you. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn, to grow, to prove your resilience. Successful people don't get discouraged when things go wrong. They find solutions. They adjust, adapt, and keep pushing forward. The road to success is never smooth. There will always be bumps along the way. But those bumps are not signs that you should quit. They're signs that you're on the right track. Success doesn't come without its challenges. In fact, the bigger the dream, the bigger the challenges. The difference is that winners don't back down when the going gets tough. They get stronger. You also have to stop listening to negativity, especially the negativity that comes from your own mind. Doubt will always try to creep in, especially when you're on the brink of something big. The thoughts that say you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail. Those are the thoughts that keep you from stepping into your greatness. If you let those thoughts control you, you'll never take action. You'll never move forward. You have to shut down that negativity before it gets a chance to take root. Winners don't let fear or doubt dictate their decisions. They don't let the opinions of others stop them from chasing their dreams. Instead, they focus on their goals, their vision, and the confidence that they can achieve it. Success also requires an unwavering belief in yourself. You can't wait for others to believe in you first. You have to believe in yourself when no one else does. You have to stand tall even when it feels like the world is telling you to sit down. Confidence is key, and it's not something that's just given to you. It's something you have to develop. It's something you build over time by trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, and being willing to take risks. You have to walk into every room, every opportunity, every challenge with the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. When you carry yourself with that kind of confidence, others will follow. People are drawn to strength, and when you believe in yourself, others will start believing in you too. Finally, you need to stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time does not exist. If you wait for everything to line up perfectly before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. Winners know that the time is now. They don't wait for the conditions to be ideal. They make the conditions work for them. They create opportunities instead of waiting for them to fall into their laps. Success isn't about waiting for things to be easy. It's about taking action even when it's difficult. It's about moving forward with faith that the path will open up as you keep going. Failure is an inevitable part of success. It's something that everyone who has ever achieved greatness has experienced. But here's the thing. Failure doesn't define you. It doesn't label you as incapable, as weak, or as a loser. Failure is a teacher. It's a lesson wrapped in discomfort, but it's one of the most valuable teachers you will ever have. You have to understand that when you fail, you are not failing as a person. You're simply learning, adjusting, and preparing for the next step forward. Success is not a straight line. It's a journey filled with twists, turns, and setbacks. And those setbacks, they don't mean you've lost. They mean you've grown. When you look at the greats, the people who have reached the highest levels of success, you'll see that their journey was anything but smooth. They stumbled, they failed, they faced rejection, and they experienced moments of doubt. But the difference between them and others is that they didn't let those failures stop them. They used those moments to get better, to learn, and to come back stronger. When you fail, it doesn't mean the dream is over. It simply means you need to adjust, adapt, and try again. Failure is only final when you give up. You cannot be afraid of failure if you want to succeed. The fear of failure will paralyze you, keeping you stuck in one place, afraid to take risks, afraid to make a move. If you're so focused on not failing, you'll never take the necessary steps to win. You have to give yourself permission to fail. You have to understand that failing is just part of the process. It's not a reflection of your worth or your ability. It's just a part of the learning curve. When you fail, you gather information, you understand what didn't work, and you apply that knowledge moving forward. The most successful people aren't the ones who never failed. They're the ones who failed the most and learned the most from those failures. The key to overcoming failure is resilience. Resilience is the ability to get back up even when you've been knocked down. It's the ability to push forward when things don't go according to plan. It's the refusal to let failure dictate your future. If you can develop resilience, you can handle anything life throws your way. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond to it. Resilient people don't see failure as a setback, they see it as a setup for a comeback. They use failure as fuel to keep moving forward, as motivation to do better, to work harder, and to get closer to their goals. You also have to understand that failure is often the result of pushing the boundaries, of stepping outside your comfort zone, of trying something new. If you've never failed, it probably means you've never taken any risks. It means you've stayed in your safe little bubble, avoiding the things that challenge you. But greatness doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from stepping into the unknown, taking chances, and being willing to fail in order to grow. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success because you've gained experience. You've learned something new and you've gotten stronger. Remember, you are not defined by your failures. You are defined by how you rise from them. If you fall, get back up. If you stumble, get back on your feet. And most importantly, don't ever let failure convince you to quit. Keep going, keep learning, and keep growing. The best is yet to come. Believing in yourself is the foundation of every great achievement. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence is not something that just magically appears. It's something you have to cultivate, something you have to decide to have every single day. It starts with understanding your worth, your value, and the unique gifts you bring to the table. The world doesn't need you to be someone else. It needs you to be the best version of yourself. You have to believe that you have what it takes to succeed, not because of your circumstances or because of the people around you, but because of the person you are. When you believe in yourself, everything changes. The way you approach challenges changes. The way you make decisions changes. The way you interact with people changes. You carry yourself differently, and the world responds to that energy. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in, it opens doors, and it creates opportunities that you would never have imagined. But that confidence has to come from within. It has to come from a deep-seated belief that you are capable of achieving whatever it is you set your mind to. You have to stop looking for external validation and start looking inward for the strength, wisdom, and courage you already possess. Self-doubt will try to creep in. It will tell you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not experienced enough. But here's the truth. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant has faced self-doubt. It's not about never doubting yourself. It's about how you handle that doubt. Do you let it stop you, or do you acknowledge it and keep going anyway? You can't let the fear of not being good enough hold you back. You have to take action in spite of it. When you believe in yourself, you're willing to move forward, even when the path is unclear, even when others doubt you, even when you don't have all the answers. Confidence doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It doesn't mean you never feel fear or insecurity. Confidence is about being willing to take the first step, even when you don't have it all figured out. It's about trusting yourself to find your way, to learn as you go, and to rise after every setback. When you believe in yourself, you trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. And when you trust yourself, you take bold action, you make decisions with conviction, and you never second guess your worth. You also have to remember that belief in yourself isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey. It's something you have to practice every day. It's about changing the way you talk to yourself, changing the narrative in your head. You have to stop saying things like, I can't, or I'm not good enough, and replace them with I will and I am enough. Your thoughts shape your reality. The more you believe in yourself, the more your actions will align with that belief. The more you walk in your confidence, the more the world will begin to recognize your strength and your potential. Believing in yourself is also about taking responsibility for your own success. It's easy to blame others, to say that your circumstances or the people around you are holding you back. But the truth is, you are the only one who can control your future. You are the one who decides how far you go, how high you rise, and what you achieve. When you believe in yourself, you take ownership of your journey. You stop waiting for permission from others, and you start taking the steps necessary to make your dreams a reality. Confidence is about knowing that the power to succeed is already within you. It's about taking that power and using it to create the life you want. In the end, it all comes down to one simple truth. Your dreams, Your success and your future are in your hands. Dream big, take risks, and never let failure define you. Cultivate the mindset of a winner, one that sees challenges as opportunities and believes in the possibility of success no matter the obstacles. Believe in yourself when no one else does, because your self-belief will carry you through the tough times and propel you toward greatness. Don't wait for the perfect moment, and don't let fear hold you back. You have everything you need inside you to make your dreams come true. Keep pushing, keep striving, and remember, success is a mindset, and it's yours for the taking.